As they entered the neighboring village, Nkem's eyes widened with amazement. The festival was more vibrant than anything she had ever imagined. Stalls lined the streets, filled with colorful fabrics, delicious foods, and handcrafted ornaments. The air buzzed with laughter, music, and the rhythmic beat of drums. It was a world she had never experienced, and for a moment, she forgot all her worries. Welcome to Julia's Stories. Today's story is titled, If Only They Knew Why the Mermaid Took Her. Ada, Bisi, and Efe led her through the crowd, their smiles concealing their dark intentions. Nkem, unaware of their deception, was swept up in the joyous atmosphere. Young men and women danced in circles, elders exchanged stories, and children ran excitedly between the stalls. Then, among the cheerful faces, one caught her attention. A young man stood watching her with an amused smile. His name was Chijioke, a respected hunter in the village, handsome and confident. He approached Nkem. "You must be new here," he said warmly. "I've never seen you at the festival before." Nkem blushed. "Yes, my friends brought me here for the first time." "Then allow me to be your guide," Chijioke said, offering his hand. Nkem said no initially, looking at Ada, Bisi, and Efe. Their expressions were unreadable, but they quickly nodded. "Go on, Nkem," Ada urged, her tone overly sweet. "Enjoy yourself." With a grateful smile, Nkem accepted Chijioke's hand, and together they wandered through the festival. He showed her the best stalls, introduced her to kind villagers, and even invited her to dance. For the first time, Nkem felt free, as if she truly belonged. But as the festival continued, Ada, Bisi, and Efe grew restless. Their plan was in motion, and they had no intention of letting Nkem enjoy the night. As dusk fell and the festivities began to settle, they approached her. "Nkem, it's getting late. We should head back before your parents return," Bisi said, her voice dripping with false concern. Reluctantly, Nkem nodded. "Yes, I should go home. Thank you, Chijioke. This was the most wonderful day." Chijioke smiled but looked concerned. "Let me escort you and your friends to the river. It's dangerous at night." The three girls exchanged quick glances, but before they could refuse, Nkem accepted his offer. As they walked back, the darkness deepened, and a thick mist curled around the river bank. The once serene water now seemed very quiet. As they reached the river, Ada, Bisi, and Efe hurriedly stepped forward, each placing an offering of food at the water's edge. Chijioke watched curiously. "What are you doing?" "It's just a tradition," Ada said. "Something we do to honor the river." Nkem, realizing she had nothing to offer, turned to her friends. "Can I have some of yours? I didn't know I need to offer something." Bisi shook her head. "We barely have enough for ourselves." Efe said, "You should have brought something now." Before Nkem could plead further, they stepped onto the rocks, crossing the river swiftly. She hesitated, her heart pounding. Now the mist thickened, and suddenly the water began to ripple. A soft voice echoed through the air. "Where is your offering?" Nkem's breath caught as a figure emerged from the river. A mermaid. her eyes glowing with light. She was beautiful, yet terrifying. Her long hair flowing like waves around her shoulders. "You dare cross my waters without a tribute?" The mermaid's voice was cold. Her gaze locked onto Nkem. I didn't know," Nkem stammered, stepping back in fear. "Please, I didn't mean to disrespect." The mermaid's lips curled into a chilling smile. "Ignorance does not absolve you. You must pay the price." Before Nkem could react, a powerful force pulled at her ankles. She screamed as icy tendrils of water wrapped around her legs, dragging her towards the river's depths. Chijioke lunged forward, grabbing her arm. "Hold on!" Ada, Bisi, and Efe stood frozen on the other side, their eyes wild with shock. They had wanted to rid themselves of Nkem, but they had never expected the river spirit to act so swiftly. They watched as Chijioke struggled his grip, sleeping. "Please, Great Mermaid," he pleaded, "spare her life. She is innocent." The mermaid tilted her head, her expression unreadable. "Then offer something in return," the mermaid said. Without hesitation, Chijioke reached into his pouch and pulled out a golden pendant, a family heirloom, the most valuable thing he owned. He held it out with both hands. "Take this, a token of my life in exchange for hers." The mermaid studied him for a moment, then slowly reached out and took the pendant. The water released Nkem instantly, throwing her onto the shore. She was shivering, her body weak from the ordeal. The mermaid's gaze softened. "Your sacrifice is accepted, but beware. Treachery lingers in the hearts of those you trust." With that, she vanished beneath the waves, the river returning to its stillness. Ada, Bisi, and Efe took an uneasy step back as Nkem turned to face them, her eyes filled with realization. Chijioke helped her to her feet. "Let's go home," he said quietly. The walk back to the village was silent. Nkem now knew the truth about her so-called friends. And though they had tried to betray her, Faith had other plans. Upon their return, the village was already in turmoil. Nkem's parents had discovered her absence and were desperately searching for her. When she arrived safely with Chijioke, her mother burst into tears, embracing her tightly. "We warned you, my child," her father said, his voice filled with relief and disappointment. News of what had happened at the river spread quickly. The villagers were furious when they learned of Ada, Bisi, and Efe's treachery. The three girls were summoned before the village elders, their heads bowed in shame. "You let jealousy poison your hearts and endangered one of our own," the village chief declared. "And for this, you shall be banished." Tears streamed down their faces as they were led away, forced to leave behind everything they knew. The villagers turned their backs on them, unwilling to show mercy for their cruel actions. As the village rejoiced in Nkem's safe return, Chijioke remained by her side. Over time, their bond grew stronger, and soon the village celebrated their union. Together they thrived, with Nkem forever cherishing the lesson she had learned, the true value of friendship, the price of betrayal, and the power of sacrifice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, please kindly subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be among the first to be notified each time I post new videos. And to my returning subscribers, I appreciate you always. Thank you so much for always stopping by to watch my videos. See you in my next one. Bye.